Blair County, Pennsylvania is very rich in culture and history. The county is physically split in half by a mountain range and consequently is slightly different culturally on both sides. However, both ends are equally as rich in history and culture. The area, though not yet established, was the site for many conflicts in the French and Indian War. Fort Roberto, located in Sinking Valley, was pivotal in the American Revolution as a lead mining fort, providing much of the ammunition for the Continental Army. The southern end of the county was at one time home for many iron and clay mines. Those helped fuel the growth of the railroad, which became Altoona's greatest source of industry. The only mining left in Blair County today is at various quarries which collect sand, gravel, and limestone. The decline in mining and deregulation of the trucking industry led to the demise of the railroad. The downfall of the railroad and loss of the Sproul Brickyard and Roaring Spring paper mill have led to the downfall of many of Blair County's once thriving communities. The northern end of the county is where the majority of the population is located. This is where the largest city of Altoona, as well as the county seat of Hollidaysburg, in addition to the rural areas of Sinking and Scotch Valleys, are located. The Altoona metropolitan area contains around 70% of the 122,000 residents of Blair County. This is where most of the manufacturing and industry is located, which drew the most diverse populations, most notably many Italian immigrants. This influenced culture as reflected by the number of Italian restaurants and Catholic churches. In Sinking Valley, there is also a small Amish population. The Amish are a group of Anabaptists who distinctly dissociate with the rest of society. They're of German descent and have minimal outside contact since immigrating to America. South of the mountain is the valley of Morrison's Cove. The Cove is a more rural and less densely populated area. The people of the Cove are mostly of German descent. Protestant churches are dominant there. A notable subset of the population are Mennonites, who are distinctly different from the Amish, but are also Anabaptists who do not associate with the remainder of society. The Mennonites share many aspects of culture with their English neighbors. The predominant industry between both groups is dairy farming. The main culture is primarily Protestant, whereas Mennonites are entirely Protestant. Much of the Anabaptist population does not participate in the election process, but those that do are almost entirely conservative, as is the majority of the population. Mennonites and Amish do not participate in the public education system, nor do they pay taxes. Society in Morrison's Cove is deeply rooted in its history in the dairy industry. Many families, like mine own, have been working continuously as dairy farmers for multiple hundreds of years, ever since first coming to America. Producing 85% of the hard pretzels produced in the world, as well as various potato chips and candies, Pennsylvania is known as the snack food capital of the world. Blair County is no exception to the rest of the Commonwealth, being home to 2 different pretzel factories and 2 different candy factories. However, my favorite way to satisfy a sweet tooth as a Covite is through a gob. A gob is a Pennsylvania Dutch delicacy known in eastern Pennsylvania by the Amish as a whoopie pie. It is best described as a chocolate cake and icing sandwich. My favorite Pennsylvania Dutch recipe, though, has got to be ham pot pie. It wasn't until I moved away from Blair County that I realized the tradition of eating pork and sauerkraut and mashed potatoes on New Year's Day was unique to areas of Pennsylvania Dutch influence. But when it comes to the daily bread of Blair County's blue-collar workers, they can depend on the various pizza shops which each and every Blair County town has multiple of, as well as Sheetz. Sheetz is a local gas station chain which originated in Altoona, now with over 800 stores in 7 different states, with stock being traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Sheetz revolutionized the food service industry with the creation of their made-to-order electronic kiosks, as well as a wide variety of prepackaged, made-to-go food items. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and you were able to learn as much as I was able to.